Hello, ladies, gents, and future customers. It is the daily challenge of Spelunky, January 25th, 2018. And I start saying future customers because I'm going to engage in something that I've never really engaged in my normal content. The most that I'll do will be at the very end of my heavily scripted, lots of work in editing videos. I will put something at the end saying, hey, I have a Patreon, maybe you want to drop a few bucks in there. And that is self-promotion, something that I just have a very deep-seated aversion for. It's something that turns me off a lot of people on the internet. It's like, man, just stop peddling yourself and that kind of stuff. But that's people that overdo it, like are constantly reminding you of such things. But I'll be honest, I think I do way too little of that, because something that I am very much proud of to this day, and that I wish more people would know about, and maybe that is, I think that is exactly the reason why I'm engaging in this entire narrative right now, is the fact that I wrote a novel, and I self-published that after a little bit of trying, getting really disillusioned with the entirety of the publishing world. Let me do a little bit of murder here. Are you okay with this murder, Mr. Man? I hope that you are at peace with the choices that I have made for you. Disillusion with the entire world of being published. The entire traditional publishing thing. It's like, you know what? Even if I had success in that world, I don't think that I want it. I saw these wildly successful authors out there. And, if you have middling success, that's probably the best thing you can possibly want for yourself. Because people that are utterly successful, then they just become really miserable on the internet. It's really, really quite sad. And not just that, but their free time seems to just evaporate. The more success you have, the more stuff you have to take care of if you want to continue being prominent. You have so much more busy work. One way or another, that is not the point of the conversation that I'm trying to have here. The point of my conversation, the things that I'm trying to tell you, is that there are two gems over there and I want to ghost them, but I really don't want to wait for the ghost. That is the entirety of my thoughts right now. Is there something down here that I want to go down there and spin a rope for? It's just a damsel. There's just a stupid ass dog that I don't care about. I wrote a novel about self-published about 3 years ago. It might have been 3 years ago already. I've of course continued working on other works, but have not finished anything yet, which I should be finishing, by the way, in about 2 weeks. My next first draft of my next novel should be finished. Anyway, I published a novel. It's called Eternal. It's very much reads like a fantasy novel, but it's very hard. It's a genre that's very hard to define, because it's set in a very, very bizarre afterlife where not just humans go to, but the entirety of the universe, all of the sentient species in the universe, they show up in this afterlife, and it is impossibly enormously vast, to the point that there's just no non-limit, just kind of like the universe itself. It just goes on and on and on forever, and there's only so much you can explore in your lifetime. This is kind of the same with this afterlife. You only get to meet a few other species, but who knows what else is out there. And it's a work that I have been terribly proud of to this day. Like, the writing is 4 years old, but I sometimes pick it up and I'm like, you know what? This is still really holds up. I would only change very minor stuff. It's still something that I am terribly proud of. So there's a link in the description below. There's always been a link there if you are inclined to check it out. It is what I feel is fantastic writing. I am very much a proponent of try before you buy. So there's a giant super sample that you can try out if you are doubtful before giving me your money. So you can check it out and see if this writing style is for you. What is the novel about, you might be wondering? Well, the novel is about these two terribly, terribly in love lovers. They are husband and wife. They've been together. I forget how long they've been together, but I think they're like married for 4 years. And they die together in this enormous explosion. I could be hanging around to ghost a few more things, but I'm going to simply leave. They die together in this enormous explosion, and they get separated into the afterlife. And the entire motivation throughout the book is for them to find one another again. Of course, this afterlife is nothing like you might at first imagine when you are first hearing the word afterlife. It's a terribly pretty hostile place. And one of the main motivations when I first had the idea, one of the main motivations that I had for pursuing it and continue writing this story was the enormous subversion of expectations that the entire story is about. Because the protagonist, one of the protagonists, Aaron, he is atheist. And he goes and dies, and he finds himself in the afterlife. And it's this enormous subversion of his expectations of finding absolutely nothing. And it's just deeply... Can you imagine yourself in that situation where you're, you think, this is it, and it's over, and then you find that your consciousness is still going after your time of death, and just dealing with all that stuff. It was extremely interesting to me to imagine that situation and to see how it would be handled, especially in a situation after death, where you want to get into that area with a lot of powder kegs, but there's no real easy way to do it. So you find out that the best way to do it would be to use a rope over here. No, it's he wakes up, or he regains consciousness in this really disturbing, weird labyrinth. Lots of platforms and really, really disturbing imagery all over the place. And he needs to figure out what the hell he needs to do now. And he, surely, while he's trying to figure out what is going on, he gets approached by an alien. I was like, what is happening? And it keeps on going from there. He tries to figure out what's going on. Meanwhile, Alexandra, who is rather devout, yet not really church-going. She doesn't really believe in established institutional religion, but she is a devout Christian. Oh, there's a crazy man over here that wants my death. So let me put a bomb there. No, that's not a good idea, because the gold is going to disturb him. Oh, the gold did not disturb him. That is good stuff. Really don't like this. Wow! That's totally safe. Oh, jeez. I thought for sure that would work out. It's okay. I used an explosive to murder that man. Already the ghost is here, and I think there's a vault somewhere. That is absolutely upsetting. But it's really not that bad. Okay, that's all good. We're going to put a bomb there. This is going to be fantastic. This is going to totally work out. Those 2 bombs are going to take care of my problem. Yeah, nice. Unfortunately, it's a little challenging to get that ghosted, but not too bad. Alexandra. I'm going to continue telling you about this because it's something that I've never engaged on. I feel like, man, I really should have pitched my book to my viewership a little earlier than 3-4 years after self-publishing it. And it's not like I never did. I did publish a video on the channel that tells you about it, about the fact that I did it, but I never actually tried to solve the story itself, other than in writing. So that is exactly what I'm doing right now, and it might pique your interest. I might have already piqued your interest. I'll put a bomb there to make my life a little bit easier, getting this ghost to do what I want it to do. There, nice. Alexandra, she's a Christian, and she regains consciousness. The very first thing that happens to her, she gets attacked by this horrendous monster. She shows up in completely alien place. She gets attacked by these monsters. The first scene of her experience in the afterlife is this badass, and it sure is badass, fight for her life. And once she gets a chance to figure out what the hell just happened, well, what do you think she's going to assume? Is like, I went to hell. I can't believe it. I had all these ideas and I went to hell. How can this be? So that is her part of the story, trying to discern how things work from that perspective. And she continues to encounter all these hostile creatures. I think I left a few gems at the top, so let's try and use this ghost to make more money. I'm willing to spend a few resources to go back up and check. Pretty sure that I murdered a giant spider at the top. We're going to make something out of that. Very difficult to get that something done about that one, though. I was pretty bad about that. So yeah, that is the gist of it. The story continues exploring both of those two perspectives. Let's see if we can get this done without dying. Woohoo! totally trivial. Easy stuff. And it's about a 400 and something page book. Don't know if you're a big reader or not, but I would very much encourage you to try it out. Like I said, believer in try before you buy. There is a giant sample for you to check out. If it's your thing, go ahead and purchase it. Something I've considered many times is maybe I should just lower the price, make it a 99-cent kind of thing. Like a lot of people do that. But honestly, and this is very much personal bias, but something that my wife also shares, she is totally in agreement with when I talk to her about this stuff, is if I make my book or anything that I make horribly cheap, honestly, it kind of loses its value. And to that point, I'll just cite my own experiences. I want to explore a little bit more of what's happening over there. I think we want to use a few bombs to get rid of this man. This should work. Oh, really? Come on. Freaking bum glue dynamics. Can't believe I had to use another bomb to get rid of this guy. There you go. That's absolutely atrocious, and it just fills me with upsetness. But I guess I will accept it. Thankfully, he had a whole bunch of explosives. The point that I was trying to make is, when I hear somebody is like, oh, yeah, you should read my book. It's online. You can read it all for free. Just download it. I was like, if it's free, is it really that good? I don't want to read something that's free. I don't think that's going to be all that great, if I'm honest with you. And that is, a completely flawed and inaccurate way of thinking. Okay, we're going to very carefully... I didn't want him to... Oh, he's just going to get spiked. Yeah, this man is if no consequence whatsoever. We simply need to wait a little bit, and he will collapse into a pile of spikes right there. He will eventually get there. Don't worry about it. I don't think he will. I think I need to help him on his way. Let's use a bomb. There seems to be quite a few bombs in this daily challenge, so let's do this. This should work. Stay in here, and he's just going to drop like that. What an asshole. He hurt Major Stupid, but thankfully he didn't actually murder him, so we can go in there. Go in there and save him. Not by dropping into spikes, that would be a bad idea. There we go. Major Stupid saved. Let's go back and explore a little bit, because there's going to be a few gems in the walls that maybe I can use one bomb to liberate. By the way, this is not RSVP. I've not established that fact yet. We are very much trying our bestest to ghost everything that we come across. So I am very much looking forward to that. Whenever I have a bad daily challenge, whenever I just don't make enough money, it always, especially if I die in the mines, it always makes me want to just come back into the game and get a really good daily challenge with lots of money involved. Too bad the mines did not yield a lot of money, but that's the way it is, I guess. The strange anchoring fallacy is what I am talking about here. That is a very easy black market to find, where if something is offered for free, you automatically assume that its value cannot be that big if you're offering it for free. And while I recognize rationally it is a phallic way of talking, that is exactly the word that I'm looking for, right? It is a phallic way of talking, but it's just human nature, and if I have that impression of, let's see if we can put this like that, we get 3 gems out of that, and the black market. Whoa! Of course, the gems are a little hard to ghost. I'm going to make this work. Maybe we can use that orange frog for great profit. I don't want this man to be alerted, but there's some ticket traps on there. The anchoring human nature thing, I'm pretty sure it's widespread. Like, it's not just a thing that I feel because I'm weird. Oh, let go! Let go of the frog. I wanted to take care of it, but we got a little caught up with a few of the things happening there. Did not work out the way I wanted it. Might he die if I simply wait? I have the feeling that he will. Oh no, it's hard to tell. I might want to help him on his way. Go this side. This should be kind of straightforward. He got shot once. He can come in here, but it's unlikely. And the entire reason I want to do that, of course, other than to, you know, grab his corpse, put him in a corner, and molest his butthole, I want to get access to this idol, and there was no way to do it. Man, look at all those monies! Oh, we must do it. We must. Let's go down there. Willing to spin a rope? Oh, I can't have all of them. I guess I'll have the 2 rubies. Unfortunate. And now we're just going to wait for the ghost right here. I'm upsetting that I have to wait for the ghost in this level because there's hardly anything to ghost, but of course I'm going to do it if there's money involved. To finish that entire thought that I continue being derailed on because there's stuff happening on screen. My wife also feels that way. If you offer something for free, probably a lot more people are going to see it, but there's that psychological thing of just, it's not very good. If you're offering it for free, it can't be that good. And the same if, oh, my book is only 99 cents. It can't be that good if you're only charging that much. So I always decided I'm not going to lower beyond the $3.99 is the price of a fancy coffee. It's like, you know what? If somebody's on the internet looking to buy something, the difference between 99 cents and $4 is not that much for the great vast majority of internet customers. So, you know, don't diminish the value of the things that you made. Instead, I would rather just have a smaller customer base. It is a fallacious way of thinking, but it's my way of thinking. So there you have it. That is why the price has now been reduced. I did reduce it for $1 because I think it used to be $4.99. Now it's $3.99. But I've already talked enough about that. I think I've done enough self-promotion to last me for another 3 years. So there you have it. If this story that I have told you about piques your interest, then by all means, the link is and has always been in the description of every single video that I put out. Of course, next to all the Patreon link, but that is something that I feel way more wary and way more iffy and questionable in promoting because, you know, this is a hobby for me. I already have the this is something that I've touched upon many times, but I'm going to repeat myself because what else am I going to do while I'm ghosting in the jungle? This is a hobby for me. I do it because I love doing it, and the whole Patreon thing is just a thing that was mostly driven by people saying, hey, do you have a Patreon? I would like to tip you for, I really appreciate the stuff that you do. I would like to leave some tip money right there to see my support. So, okay, I'll set it up. That sounds pretty awesome. I am not a fool. I'm not going to say no to free money. So, it's not something that I push on my channel on a daily basis. I'm trying to get that money. It's very important to me to get that money. I think that I ghosted everything that there was available. And now we are into the black market. Fantastic stuff. Yeah, it's not something that I push on a daily basis because it's not like it's a requirement. I don't want to guilt trip you into it or saying like e-begging, the whole e-begging thing. I am very wary about that. I've gotten a little bit of backlash on this entire narrative of, you know what? You are putting out a product, you should not be ashamed. And it's not really shame. It's more like just common decency of, you know, I don't want to be annoying with it, and I really don't need it. It's just something that's really nice. It makes me feel real good. Don't think that I don't value it. I value it a lot. It's just that I don't need it to survive. So I'm not going to just push it on people's faces and annoy the crap out of a significant portion of my viewership by just constantly mention it. It's kind of silly if you are so interested in myself so interested in what I do and all the things that I represent that you actively look for more ways to support me. I was really hoping that would work out because I love attaching bombs to corpses and then having that corpse explode my enemy. It did not work out the way I wanted it to work out. So now we're kind of stuck here. Just do the classic method instead of having a patience. Instead of having a patience and just waiting for him to die out of corpse molesting. This is a terrible place to put myself in. Is the guy you piece of trash. Okay. Wow. That was very nerve-wracking. But handle it properly. It could have gone either way. That was some skill involved in there of experience handling the shopkeeper. But I would say that was totally a 50-50. Could have gone either way. Thankfully, though, this guy died. Stroke of good luck there, that this man died on the first shot because he was already weakened. And I did not have to contend with him. If he had gone down there and made my life difficult, probably that whole thing would have gone way differently than what it did. That was very, very upsetting. Alright, so let's ghost a little bit there. I have a lot of bombs now because this seed has been pretty damn good where explosives are concerned, but not so much. Not so much navigational items. It's been just basically nothing, right? Yeah, absolutely nothing. The only utilitarian item that we have is the spike shoes. And I guess you could count the shotgun as a means to travel better. Other than that, very difficult to get around. I have had to use several ropes to get around this level. Very upsetting. We're making money, that's all that matters to me. Pretty easy ghostable gems. We have more than 30 bombs, and that is my threshold on when to start using one bomb for one gem. This is something that I repeat very often, but it is not a bad idea to repeat the policy every time that I make use of that policy, you know, to justify the things that are happening on screen. I don't think that that's a repetition that is bothersome or incongruous, or what's the actual word that I'm looking for here? I'm grasping at straws in my vocabulary that what I don't... Superfluous. No, that is not the word that I'm looking for. Unwarranted. That would be a way to put it. I really want that sapphire. I think it's going to... Oh, I think it was ghosted. I was like, oh no, I picked up something, but I think it had already been ghosted. And there's one behind this. I totally ghosted that one. Yeah. Freaking lamp is hiding all my riches. Okay, though this stuff at the top has been ghosted. I'm pretty sure that there wasn't all that much of interest at the bottom, so let's carry on. Maybe what I should do, be a little more conservative than I usually am with these gems until I find some good items to go around. But the thing is, we just did the black market and there was nothing here. There was nothing here to make my life easier. There's some money in the spike pit. I'm just going to ignore it. It's just not worth my time or effort. So yeah, there is my beautiful spiel. Let me just destroy this disgusting plant. My beautiful spiel. I want to go in there, but then I will have to use a rope to get back up. But these ropes are a premium. How about you come into my face? There you go. Beautiful. Okay, Scorpion. I have no interest in you. On the things that I've done, things that I will love you for you to support. And if you do, by the way, if you do and you like it, and even if you don't like it, I would really appreciate just a bunch of reviews on if you have read it, or if you have if you pick it up as a result of this entire pitch that I've given you, this hard sell that I have done on my novel called Eternal. Because that's the name of the afterlife. It comes out early in the book. You know, that is the way that the humans refer to it. God damn it, I just lost my torch. Ah, but there's more. And there's another torch down there. Destroy that filthy creature. Light it up. Again, there's some money to be made here, but I think I'm not going to mess with this dark level without... Oh, that was a bad call. Let me go back there. I'm not going to mess with this dark level when I... Oh, that's a torch. That is not my shotgun. Whatever did I do with my shotgun? I'm pretty sure I dropped it down here. There it is. Get some light down there. This plant is upsetting. Alright, that seems to be the exit. Oh, they didn't want you to pick up the bomb. Okay, that's good. Kinda good. That's good. And... Oh! I have fallen! I can't get up! Oh, the parachute killed me. God damn it, man. I mean, I'm not dead, but I'm dead. The parachute totally killed me. I thought that the tree would not get exploded. Man, we're still on it. We're still in it, but really upsetting. Really upsetting. That was super terrible. Should have dropped 2 bombs to, you know, get him dead immediately. That is very terrible. I feel really terrible about what just happened. And I honestly feel if the parachute had not been a thing, I would have been able to handle that. Unfortunately, though... Oh, there's a vault here. Ah, and the ghost is coming. Why are dark levels? Why did I just commit suicide? Oh no, man. It's my desire to just end it already. This seed, though, was pretty awful. The thing is, apparently, if you survive long enough, it could have been much better. Let's go into adventure mode, do a few quick speed runs, I guess. A few quick speed runs. I committed suicide immediately. I thought that I could simply just jump above that freaking ticket trap. I had every intention to continue with the run. But then you find this moment after dying to some bullshit. It's like you become slightly despondent in a very unconscious manner. And I did not get out of that funk early enough before facing a life or death situation. I don't like this seed. Suicide is the way to do it. Really hate that 1-1. Very disappointed. That daily could have been cool. We're still going to continue. My goodness. These 1-1s are the most torturous and pathetic piece of trash that I've seen since my messy divorce in 2007. I was 19 years old. I didn't actually do the math there. Was I 19 years old in 2007? It's 2018. I'm 33 right now. So I was, I guess, 22 years old. I had this really messy divorce with this mega bitch of a woman. Man, was she nasty. She constantly cucked me out. Oh, well, that was less than optimal. She constantly cheated on me. I can't believe I fell for her wily ways. Okay, I'll just use you to... I'm just going to commit another suicide. Let me just say that these series of 1-1s have been just total trash, and I don't feel comfortable with the existence of them all. I was going to elaborate more on that painful story of my 22-year-old divorce, but I really want to leave that in the past for legal reasons. I signed a contract that said I will never besmirch her name, so let's simply say this... Oh, let me for that to work out the way it did. There we go. That's for you. Let's just say that it was an upsetting experience for everybody involved. And just leave it at that. Really? Really? This level, man. All these levels have been terrible. Well, at least I got out the actual purpose of the entirety of this video that I have now disguised as a daily challenge. It was just me selling out. Oh, there's a person. Kinda hard to get around this guy. We did it. It's all good. So good. It's just a random not daily challenge, a random speed run to fill up the time to 30 minutes. It's always feel dirty if I give you less than 30 minutes of Spelunky in a given play session. I'm just going to fall my way down here. God damn it. This terrible monsters going after my face. Maybe I should be taking the opportunity to rob those people blind. To finish up the entire thing, might as well commit to the bit and say something that I got interrupted by sudden death. Did not get done actually telling you about. Oh man. There. trying to get around this freaking ticket trap. Ah, I should have timed it with the ticket trap. That was super duper stupid. If you do pick it up, please leave a review. It's something that also I've been really, really bad about. Because it's like, oh, if they like it enough, they'll leave a review on their own. But you need to nudge people in that direction, or they're just, oh yeah, I really loved it, and then they just forget it. It's a thing like I don't review. There's certain absolute favorite love kind of books that I have read. I have not posted a single review anywhere, ever, of any products that I might have really loved. I have not gone out of my way to show my love publicly. And that is a thing that I am sure happens to a lot of people. They just don't think about it, or you know, it takes time, it takes some effort, and you have better things to do with that time. I should have realized that bat coming down. I don't know why I'm carrying this key. This is just my precious treasure that I need to... And you know, it's made of solid gold, so it has some value attached to it. Let's simply carry this key all the way to Olmec. That is what's going to happen here. I realize that I only have 1 point of health, but that's not an impediment, because I'll just commit suicide and restart the game. That is exactly where I was going with that entire line of narrative. I was not about to say that I am elite and I am not going to be hurt ever again. Obviously, that kind of hubris is not a thing that I would ever indulge on. Is that, pretty sure that's the way you pronounce that word. Hubris, right? It's not hubris, like my Spanish brain wants to say. It's hubris. There's a man here. He deserves death. I'm a person that is very, 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 god damn it, very generous about giving death. And now we'll document this for the annals of history. There we go. Let me take a selfie with this guy. I think I'm in the frame. That's pretty good enough. I really should not be in the frame, though, because that is implicating myself in the crime. And I've had enough of that for my 20s. I really should not have kept all those pictures. Really shouldn't have. I have not been caught so far, but if anybody looked at my... If anybody looked... Really? Both of those were dead? Usually there's two snakes there. Maybe one gets killed, but the other one doesn't. Unfortunately, there was absolutely nothing at the bottom of that snake pit. I love throwing myself into snake pit areas. And it's already been 30 minutes, but you know what? I just feel like doing more speedruns. And that's the thing that I've been feeling lately, that you already saw. There was an episode of speedruns. It did not scratch that speedrun itch completely because I failed. You know, I did not get to the end of the game. Okay. Oh, that was not a good turnaround. And now I'm being punched to death. Thankfully, it's all good. It's alright. I was feeling in the mood for an optimal run anyway. I'm going to spare your life, so you can tell the tale of the Mexican psycho that robbed you blind and then left you within an inch of your life. I want you to tell all of your friends who's coming for them. The dead men tell no tales. Half-dead men tell terrifying tales. My legend has spread far and wide. This man is full of terror at the prospect of finding the Mexican psycho. That is why he just stood there and took my shots. This man, he's like, oh, he's not gonna get me. He's not gonna, but he's gonna get you. He's gonna get you. He's gonna get you in the next life. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. You may have your panicked, sad, pathetic defense might have worked for you this time around. Woo! I thought for sure that I could press the button fast enough, but I did not get to the exit fast enough because I was a little skewed. I was a little too much to one side. Oh man, retry. Oh, super spider! Somehow these snakes don't want to stay on my path to break my fall. That has been a terribly successful strategy for me in the past. Not working out for me now. I can't just drop to amazing success at the bottom of these pits. Very upset about the point of damage. I'm being really terrible with these speedruns, by the way. I'm not trying to disguise that fact. I'm being quite bad. It's like I used up all of the skill in the daily challenge. There's a key there. I don't see a chest though. I guess we're just going to pass. The chest must have been at the top tier of the level. I used up all my elite skills the black market and before that. And after the black market was just complete trash. I honestly feel that even though I fell from that tree, I could have handled the situation if the parachute had not been in effect. And even then, I managed to stomp him once. So I did my best. My best was not good enough, basically. It was a tough, really tough situation to salvage after I failed so miserably. Oh man, Belinda, I managed to let go of you at exactly the moment that I needed for me not to be saved from the spike trap because, not spike trap, the arrow trap, because I'm an idiot. Don't follow my own advice of carrying a living creature in my arms to prevent not fall damage. Spike. Ooh, nice, another camera. Yeah, we can continue documenting our reign of terror. Okay. And just take a picture of the frog. It is the Amphibius pulanus. Very, very little known. Not phenotype. What's the actual genus? Very, very little known genus of amphibian. Very, very, very aggressive. So I'm very happy that we captured that. Terribly poisonous too. Noxious stuff. Okay, we have a creature shopkeeper. Did not want to do that. Let me just get rid of the tiki traps. Boomerang the crap out of this man. Get wrecked. Nope. Let me just destroy you. And now we can take a picture of him. Good picture of his bald pate. I could have used the camera in some inventive way, but I just decided I would rather just survive a little bit. It's been pretty rough lately. I would like to see the ice caves. I would appreciate that. I cannot let go of this series of speedruns until at least we get to the goddamn ice caves, damn it. Very, very upsetting. Might as well put a bomb there. Although I'm not going to anywhere that I want to be. Really? You again? Oh, for sure, that will be good enough. Alrighty. Well, we're slowly making our way there, and there's lots of bombs in my inventory. Woo! That shouldn't have worked, but it worked, so let's just get past it. This is barely a speedrun. It's really not very good. Going very, very slowly. Whee! This will work. Thank you, Parachute, for saving me that point of damage. That's fantastic stuff. I don't have the Ankh, so obviously not going to sacrifice myself. I just want to make it to the exit. Where is... Oh, no spike juice, of course. That man got mad at me for some reason. Did nothing wrong to him. He was ready to find me. He just does not believe in free press. Some kind of Sean Spicer going type of fella. Ooh! Alright. Guys, remember Sean Spicer? He was in the news not that long ago, until he got unceremoniously tossed into the trash. And now he's nobody. Let's continue on bringing to light the terrible stories of the Spelunky adventures over here. My goodness, this place. I need to look down. There is no way I can simply blindly drop. Gotta find a way out. Oh, don't turn around, fella. Thank you for going straight into the abyss, not worrying about the terrible things that the Paco Espelanco is documented here. Oh, jeez, really? I didn't think that would happen that way. What the? Well, I've done the ultimate sacrifice for scientific pursuit. I have documented the amazing lava churning of this volcano. And now, thanks to this data, we're going to save entire villages. Because the eruption is going to be predicted and not so many lives will be lost. So there you go. Beautiful, 100% willing sacrifice. Hope that you enjoy yourself. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, check out my book, Self-Promotion.